Okay, hello students. This is lesson number 7.5 on how to solve trig equation and with the help of double angle formula, half angle formula and also compound angles. So I'm gonna straight away go to do problem number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So that will be a good practice for you for your test. So here is the 6, 7. So let's do this. Okay, the first problem here, question number 6. They give us two functions. F of x is given, gx is given, and this question is more of you are supposed to put this in the graphing calculator, your n-spire case calculator, and put this equation and figure out what is the solution. And the windows that you are taking is from minus 2 pi 2 pi and minus 2.5. 2.5. So I'm gonna do this in algebraically. So what is that algebraically? Basically means I'm gonna see when is this going to be equal to that. So the first step is f of x you make equal to gx. So we want to know when, for what inputs are the outputs equal. So that means I'm gonna make this equals this. So that's equals is that. So step 1, let's get everything on the left side. So this is 1 cosine x. I will subtract minus cosine of x, both sides. And at the same time, we'll also add 1. So add 1. So add 1 both sides. Oh, sorry, yeah, add 1. So therefore, this will be equals 3 take away 1 is 2 cosine of x. Okay, I think I made a slight mistake here. You want to make the right side 0. So we better subtract 1 here, both sides, so that this will be this will cross away, and you are left with 2 cosine x, and that will be 0, minus 2. So this together will be, this goes away to get minus 2. Then divide by 2. So you get cosine of x is minus 1. Oh, so that means we need to have the answer from minus 2 pi and plus 2 pi, right? So that means for what angle? First of all, let's see for what angle is this minus 1. And remember, if you remember that cosine is this angle is 0, 1, and this is 0, minus 1. You can clearly see this is cosine 90 is 0. That means cosine pi by 2 is 0, and also for 3 pi by 2. So cosine of 3 pi by 2 also equal to 0. So that means so it's going to be negative. So oh, sorry, we need cosine x to be negative 1. I'm sorry. So this is where cosine is 0. But cosine is negative 1, it's negative 1, 0 here, and this is 1, 0. So I will want to write down this as this thing, see? So that's pi. So that means cosine pi is minus 1. So that means this example is x equals, so this will be x equals has to be pi, correct? So that's one of the answers. But because the period of cosine x, because the period of cosine here, period is the graph repeats every 2 pi. So that's why we say that means I can add another one, not just pi, but we can have another one that is pi plus 2 pi, which is 3 pi. But we can't take this 3 pi. So 3 pi is not the part of, it's beyond that, so this will not help. So that's the one. Or you can take it in the, or you can subtract instead of adding pi. Let's see what if you subtract minus 2 pi, and then you get answer as minus pi. See? So that means this negative pi is part of this. Okay? So let's see now how do we sketch this. How do we sketch this? So the solution for this two is this one. One is pi, and the other one is so that means let's see how the graphical representation of this. That means the x-axis like this, y-axis this is pi, and this is 2 pi. This is minus pi and minus 2 pi. Now the original graph of cosine x is so the actual graph of cosine is from -1 to +1. So this is -1 to plus. So I'm going to draw a dotted one. So this is the graph of, so I'm going to draw only the main one, but on the one that shows is this is 3 cosine x plus 1. So what does that mean is we have to stretch this graph by scale factor of 3. So this is 1, so this is another 1, and this is 2, and then there is a 3. So this graph stretch by a scale factor of, so this is -2 and then minus. So this graph will start from here 3, and then this point will stretch right here. So the graph will be like, and it will go this way. And then because there is a +1, this graph will get shifted one place up. So that means this will go, so this will go this way. Okay, everything. And this will go up. This will go to, so this will go to 1 up. That means this will translate to like this. So the graph gets, and this will also go here. Of course, then again it does the same thing. If this is 2 pi and there is a 4 pi here, this will graph will go and so on. Okay. Now what I'm trying to say is we want to know why. So one of them is x equals pi. So at pi, so we want to, this is the main point where they meet. So let's see. Okay, what about the second one? So the second one was given 1 cosine x. So this was cosine of x, cosine x minus 1. So the second graph was cosine of x minus 1. That means this, the original graph which was right here, see, let me draw that. So this is the original graph. Okay. So this is the original graph. Now that graph is shifted one place to the right. That means the whole thing will, this will go, this is what the beautiful thing happening is. This goes right here, see this part? So this point moves here. So your actual graph of this will be, it will move down one place, this will go down one place. So you get a graph like this. So this will go, this will touch here and then go like this. Okay, and the same thing also on the other side. So if this is the graph here, it's very difficult to draw because you're supposed to graph this. With the help of a graphing technology, but I'm just trying to show this one. And then again this graph goes like this. The only thing that it will look like this guy, this one is like skinny, so this will go this way. And this goes around like this. Okay. So I'm sorry it's not perfect, but just to get an idea that that's where they meet at pi and -1, and then again this graph goes like this. Graph goes like this. There you go. So, and you can see this graph, which is the f of x graph, they both meet at this point, is minus pi and -2. Okay, so the solution was not pi, at pi, and also, so if they're asking you only, yeah, so the point is, one of them is the 2 points are, and then you may be questioned, what if we don't graph this, let's see, if you don't graph this, so your answers are x is pi and -pi. So if I take one of this equation here, let's see, this was the f of x, and this was the g of x, okay? So this of g of, so if I plug in g of, let's see, I really want to know whether this is at pi is 2, -2, sorry. So let's check this out. So put x equals pi, this becomes cosine of pi -1, and cosine of pi is 180 degrees, which is -1, and you get -2, and that's correct. So we are correct. So that's all the question was, is to find this, or in general, if you want to know every time what's happening here. So this graph will continue, and this will be your, so again they meet at this point. So this is 3 pi here. So there is the period is pi, so 2 pi from here. So in general, we can even write a general solution as x equals 1 is pi, and if it is pi, and then we can continue with the same example with pi and plus 2k pi. K is integer. So not just these two solutions, but you can also get in general every, that if it is pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, and then again go back, you get the same thing. But there is one thing you need to be careful here, is this is 1 pi, this one is 3 pi, so, okay, and thus this side is -1 pi. So you can see there is an odd multiple of kind of a thing. So it won't be even. So I can't take this as 2k, but instead of 2k, we'll have to replace this by, so it is this plus 2k plus 1, 2k plus 1 into pi. So that's it. So I hope I made sense. Pi plus, yeah. So just want to make sure I'm doing it correct, because they did not ask this question, they only wanted to know where they made, but I wanted to write the general in general can we write is not just pi, but there is also minus pi. But with the help of you get pi plus 2 pi, you get that one. You take away. So basically, what I'm trying to say, I think I'm messing up. Let me make it like this. So your x is 1 is the pi. Then if we add pi plus 2 pi, you get 3 pi. And if you get pi plus 4 pi, or this is 2 times 1, and the other one is 2 times pi by 2, and then you get 5 pi. So it takes care of. And if you go on the other side, x equals pi minus 2 pi, you get minus pi. And you go pi minus 4 pi, that means 2 pi times 2, you get minus this. So this takes care. I'm sorry, you don't need this. So we can write the general equation is the general solution. So general solution is x is pi, and then pi, and then 2k or 2 pi k or 2k pi. Or you can also write 2 pi k, where k is integer. So the question was asked only from minus 2 pi. So if that is the case, then we have these are the two answers. Hope this helps. Took a long time, and the only reason is this you're supposed to do on your graphing calculator. You can put it on the desmos.com also and see. And it's really nice graph. See how the sine graph, cosine graph, how it shifts, took 1 unit down, but the orange graph was the one that you had to first stretch it by a scale factor of 3, and then you push it up by 1, and that's how you see the orange graph. And they touch, they cross each other. Hope that makes sense. Yes, long time. Hope that helps. So I will continue in the next video. This is 6. So let me do 7 in the next video. Continue watching my videos. Okay, thank you.